Well, first of all, good morning and welcome to No Kiddin'. Bobby the Awesome here. I am sitting outside a little lagoon in Aruba. I'm sitting behind the hotel where there's like a bunch of beach chairs, and I'm looking at this little thing of water, and then beyond that is, I guess, the ocean. Must be the ocean because there's a couple cruise ships down the way. And I would apologize for all the birds chirping in the back, but they're kind of cute, and I'm getting used to them. One literally jumped on the table. Well, a few of them went on the table the other morning at breakfast, but perched on the outside of my water glass and then hopped over to my orange juice glass and proceeded to put his beak right in my orange juice. I guess he thought it was for him. Little island treasure, I guess. Well, here goes for today's December 28th reading. Gardening is an active participation in the deepest mysteries of the universe, said Thomas Berry. We are not alone. We often hear that, but sometimes it's hard to believe it. Even when we pray daily, sometimes it seems our words are lost somewhere in a void. When these feelings take hold in us, it may help to look for a symbol of our unity with the universe as part of God's plan. An ordinary houseplant can be such a symbol. We water our plants to keep them alive, and some of them even talk to us. And there's a good reason. Plants breathe in the gases we exhale, and then they exhale oxygen, which we need to live. We are in a partnership. God's part is to provide the soil and sunlight by which the plant makes its food and by which we grow ours. With every breath we take, then, we know we are not alone. The universe is a nature of web of unity and interaction. In recovery, we share talk, experiences, and love. Just by being there, by sharing breath, and by being ourselves, we share in the partnership of life. Today, let me cultivate my partnership in the world. Isn't it amazing that they always use, not always, but they use floral and gardening and nature examples, says the ex-florist. This is a really good point. It's another cycle, and it's kind of a beautiful cycle that we don't chat about enough. But it's true. When we breathe out, plants and trees need what we're putting out, and then they put out what we need. And the same could be said of our friendships, our relationships, our groups. I was at a group the other night where I don't think they were all so happy with me, but that's okay. I spoke my mind as clearly as I do to you guys, and I was pretty revved up. I won't tell you that I handled myself perfectly, because I didn't, but the group is there for me to even point out that. And then there's people that were in the group that weren't in that actual meeting that reached out and gave me some oxygen for the second guessing I was giving myself. So that was nice. It says in the reading, when these feelings take a hold in us, it may help to look for a symbol of our unity with the universe as part of God's plan. And that's true. Like the friend that reached out to me about the meeting was one of my symbols of unity. But then also just being connected to nature and reminding myself that the things I'm doing and the things I believe in are what work for me and what have kept me gamble free all this time. I mean, I'm staying on a property with two casinos right now. No, I don't recommend that for everyone. And somebody actually got a little, I don't know if passive aggressive is the word, or I don't know. I think that me not gambling and not partying bothers him, and his way of acknowledging that is making comments about like, oh, well, when I went to Aruba in 81, there was only one casino. And I was like, well, yeah, now there's two. He's like, well, no, now there's 20. And I'm like, oh, I just meant two for the property I'm on. And this is one of my old friends that I think just doesn't support all my different sobrieties because he doesn't know me outside of partying and gambling and all the things. So it's pretty interesting. I totally digressed. I guess that one was bothering me a little. Okay, back to the reading. We water our plants to keep them alive, and some of them even talk to us. And some of us talk to them. How many times have you talked to your plants? I talk to my plants, my animals, my things that aren't even living. I guess that's a curse of living by yourself. And it's okay. And I'm talking to these birds that are talking to all of us right now. Knowing your group and the right friends to have in your life is part of this positive cycle, like the house plants too. Having people that we know and trust, and that could be in fellowship or that could be in outside life. Either way, it gives us the energy. It's almost like having the sunlight that the universe gives the plants to thrive. That's what our friendships can be. That's what our recovery can be. That's what the readings can be. Any of that stuff that reminds us we're not alone. There's a lot of people that are just like us. It's funny because most people don't, as a general rule, tend to take trips by themselves. Like they want to share experiences. And I remember listening to the Happiness Lab podcast, and they talked about that, about how people's memories were heightened based on memories and feelings were heightened if they were doing things with other people. And it's just something, the way our psychology works. And I believe that to be true. Like I have a friend that's down here now, coincidentally. I didn't know this before I left on the trip, but they landed yesterday, and I'll probably see them. And even though we live 10 minutes away from each other in New York, I haven't seen her since the summer. And it's kind of interesting. So I don't know why exactly the universe delivered them for me, but it must be part of, so I don't feel alone in Aruba, that my friends show up. Interestingly enough, I'm having some weird feelings about that too, if I'm being honest. I'm in part of this trip was to be selfish, I guess, in a way that I haven't felt like I've been most of the year. Even though I haven't been super engaged, I pick up the phone whenever it rings. I answer the texts and the messages whenever they come, whether it's a client or it's my team or it's family or it's a friend or it's someone I know from group. And part of what I wanted to do on this trip was to kind of jump out of the cycle for a minute. And I'm telling you this because it's okay to do this in case you need a break. It's still the holiday week, so you might need a break. You might need to decompress after having family in. You might need to do something for yourself. And maybe it isn't as extreme as running away to another country like I did. Maybe it's just running to the gym or for a walk by yourself, or taking an afternoon to go to a Himalayan salt cave or a spa. Just do something for yourself if you need to debrief and be selfish for a little bit. It's okay. Especially you parents out there. I don't know how parents do it, especially this time of year. But it's part of re-nourishing ourselves. It's part of us taking the oxygen we need from the plants, recharging our batteries. So when this friend was coming, I will be honest, I had this little selfish bout of, do I have to give? I'm not in a real, I don't want to say I'm not in a giving space, but I'm naturally inclined to give. So when I'm trying to just replenish myself, I don't want to give up any of my me time. Like I ran very far away to have some me time. And even I'm struggling with going to some of my classes and meetings this week from here. Like part of it is to mix up the chemistry. One of the guests on my new podcast, it hasn't released yet, but one of the guests was talking about brushing her teeth with different hand when I interviewed her, and it has to do with retraining our brains, and that's part of what I'm trying to do here. Like, I come out of my room before the sun even comes up. I still haven't figured out which side the sun comes up. It's really weird on this island. Like, it gets brighter and brighter, but I still haven't actually figured it out. Maybe the hotel hides it. But at any rate, I come out here before the sun comes up. I talk to the birds. I'm trying to do something a little different every morning, and it's actually work for me to force myself to not work, which sounds kind of crazy. And I think that the bad internet service is helping with that, because I can't be on Facebook. I can't be listening to things and doing things the way that I thought I would when I got here. So the universe must be telling me that I'm not supposed to be working, as much as the thought keeps crossing my mind. But doing stuff a little different and reprogramming my brain. And I'm also trying to, as someone who believes in like law of attraction and, putting your energy into everything you want already happening. So being here in a place that this is what I want my wake-ups to look like. I want to wake up next to beautiful water and birds singing and the sun rising. Like, that's what I want to do. That's what not gambling is earning me. And it doesn't really matter where exactly I do it. I just want to do it. That's kind of where I'm at. So I know I went in big circles, but circles are my specialty. I guess I'm here to remind you this morning, guys, that like the reading said, we need oxygen. We need to be in healthy cycles. We need to count on people sometimes. We need people to look in the, to remind us to look in the mirror. And we need to breathe. Breathe that oxygen, but slow down and breathe the air. I've had about 4 sips of my coffee, so I'm a little all over the board. But take notice of those small things. Take notice of what you need to feel good and healthy and strong and recharged. And don't feel guilty about it. Feel good about it. Feel excited about it. Yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of the day. Thank you for tuning in, even while I'm not home, locked in my spare room recording for you. And I will touch base with you tomorrow. Thanks, beautiful people.